How do you know a Mustang owner slash trainer is not someone that should be dealing with Mustangs? Personality, calmness.
You go with your gut.
A good indication is to watch.
Okay. If the person is a jerkwad, and I'm using the polite term, if the person is a total jerkwad to people, he's probably going to be a jerkwad to that horse. If they are a hyper harsh person, loud, then Mustangs don't respond really well to that. The best Mustang trainers I know have a great sense of humor.
Good. Yeah.
They're they like people.
We should tell horse jokes.
We should. I don't know any horse jokes.
I know a couple.
Mostly people jokes. Yeah. But if the person is unpleasant, they're not going to be real good with that horse a lot of times. Now, there's exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
Okay? There's some people that just hate people and love horses, and they're much better with that horse than they are with people. But I'd like a combination of the two, because if you are getting your horse, a Mustang that you're adopting, trained by somebody, you have to be able to work with, communicate with that trainer. And if they're unpleasant, if you kind of pick up and look for the con man attitude too. People who talk too much psychobabble constantly never get anything done with your horse. I know some of them, and there's some people out there paying people to talk psychobabble to them, and they still can't touch the horse 9 months later. That's not acceptable to me. In fact, I've got a horse here that came from somebody like that.
Yes.
And I touched the horse the first day, had him haltered the fourth. He'd been out to 9 months to somebody, and they never got the horse, but they just sit on their video and talk psychobabble. Go, oh, he's had enough. Look, he looked at me and he walked away. He's going to walk away every doggone day for 9 months. I didn't let him walk away.
Well, then there's a saying that I think applies really well to horses, because they don't understand what you're saying. Whereas it's very much trust actions, not words. So people who talk a lot, psychobabble, comparison to those that say, well, I'm just going to get something done here. And something gets done. So a good indication to see if anybody's any good might be, what's your horse like? How does your horse act around you?
Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
If that horse is, like when you've got somebody that's working with a Mustang, when I go in to work with them, I really have to find the right kind of center of who I am. Because when I step in there, I have to be the best me I can be. And that's the truth. You have to be the best you can be.
Which is the barometer.
With that horse. That's right.
Right.
And those horses respond to that. They may still be wild, and I will push them past a limit sometime.
Yep.
And this is the thing that I try to get across to people. Some people, oh, you're putting too much pressure. You're putting too much pressure. And I go, because I've seen all the people that want to, wave their magic wands and all this stuff, and the horse is just going to magically come to them and blah, blah, blah. And hey, there's an exception to that rule too. Some horses will respond well to that.
Yep.
But there's times when if left to their own devices, Mustangs will avoid you. They will go away. They will stay away. Because if you say, okay, well, you went away because you weren't comfortable, so I'm going to leave you alone. Well, you just taught that horse to go away. That horse that is up here is a perfect example of that.
Yep.
He was told every day for 9 months that it was okay to go away. So guess what he did for 9 months? He went away.
And he was totally cool.
He was totally cool with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he said, well, if you're never going to actually insist that I stand here and let you touch me, then my feet are going to grow real long. His feet were 3.5, 4 inches too long when he got here. And I said, you know what? I got to get this horse handled so I can get him trimmed up.
Yep.
And I had to work hard to get his feet done. I had to do everything because his feet were that much too long. He's starting to break off big chunks. I didn't want his feet splitting.
Yeah.
That's a disservice to that horse.
Yeah, it's unfair.
So I went, okay, I'm going to go in and get something done.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these other horses, you know, again, the barometer is, are we still on the watching the what kind of trainer?
We're on all kinds of things.
Excuse me if I go off on some tangents once in a while.
A little bit.
But if you're choosing trainers, look at the horses they've worked with. Look at the results that they've gotten. Go and meet with those people. I have a client who has 2 Mustangs here who watched my videos for years and said, when I wanted to get a Mustang, I knew it was you that I wanted to work with.
Yep.
Because you communicated, you seem like you like people. And I talked to her for hours on the phone about these things. I gave her all the positives. If you get somebody that sells you pie in the sky and says, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this. First thing I told this lady, every horse is different.
Yep.
I guarantee nothing.
Yeah.
I guarantee I'm going to do the very best I can.
Which is pretty good.
With those horses. One of the horses we got in, you look at him, he was beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, well, it turned out he had some physical things from being crunched in trailers. And I said, we got to get some chiropractic, some rolfing. I got to get him handled a lot. We got to do a lot of stuff to get him to the point where we can really train him well. So there's a lot of factors that go into these things. But I will not sell you pie in the sky. Because that's the stuff that, you know, you be careful of.